Excited to be here with you guys. It's been such a long time, I feel like, since I've been live. Thanks for joining. We're going to be interviewing an incredible artist, Tshay Williams. And just want to say hi to everyone coming in. Woohoo! Welcome. Sending waves. So a lot's been going on, as you can imagine. And yeah, it's just been a crazy time. And so we want to bring you into the loop and let you know what's happening and give you insight into... Jeez. Good. Sorry. Let's just be real here. My apologies. I lost my thing. I'm just going to hold it. I've got a beautiful green background here. Just looking lovely. We are live and we're welcoming now Touche. So please, everybody, welcome the one and only. Come on in. Woo! Drum roll, please. She's coming in. Waiting for Touche to come. So, and we're connecting. Yay!
Hello!
Hello!
Yay! It's been so long. We were supposed to meet so long ago. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's great. I have goosebumps. You can see them.
Me too. I had some technical issues like getting started, but we're here. Hello.
Hi. I'm like, why do I want to cry? I'm just so excited to see you. I miss people.
Yeah.
So excited that you're working with us, and that even in this crazy time, we're getting to meet new artists and, continue to push forward in a really bold new way for BalletX. And so excited that you and Rena Butler have connected. So everybody, meet today. She's coming into the BalletX family and working on filming and editing Rena Butler's new piece called The Underway, working title. And can you tell us, before we get into that, a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Touche. I'm a Philly-based filmmaker and photographer. I'm from a really small town outside of New York City. From a Jamaican American family. And yeah, I moved to Philly 6 years ago and got started doing film with a really wonderful organization called Black Star Film Festival in Philly. That's actually in a couple weeks, so that's a little plug for Black Star.
Good.
It's virtual, of course, but we're still keeping the spirits up. But yeah, I've been working on film, doing a bunch of stuff. I've lived in a couple different places around the world. I lived in London for a little bit. I lived in South Africa for a little bit, but I'm really happy to be back in Philly. This is where my heart and soul is. So I'm excited to be here and excited to grow my Philly family with a new group of artists and people.
Well, we're really, psyched that you took on the project, that you connected so, I think pretty profoundly. I watched the rough draft and I was just blown away and moved to tears. So I really can't wait for everybody to see the full film, which is about 25 minutes. So what happens was we couldn't perform Rena's piece this summer, and in, adjusting, we've decided we still want to support artists, and we're making a film. So again, before we get more into that, what brought you into filmmaking, being photography? When did that all start for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think I had always wanted to perform. So when I was a child, I wanted to be like Mariah Carey. I wanted to be a singer at a very young age. But I was shy, and I was also not really in an environment where that was the thing we're encouraged to do, So I ended up just kind of quietly doing artistic things for most of my childhood and into my teenage years. And then when I went to school is when I got connected to the folks at Black Star that I was mentioning. And so it was around the time when I started seeing people like really just making films and like making great work and thinking like, oh, I can do something like that, you know. And it was also around the time that like the first wave of the protests that we're seeing now had kind of kicked up, and so it seemed like a really important time to like say something, you know. And so yeah, I just like got connected with really dope artists and activists and people here, and then I just started taking photos and making films, and then that kind of like spiraled out into the rough draft of what you saw.
Where did you go to school, Touche, for our followers?
Sure. So I went to Penn, which is like a stone's throw down the road from where I am.
Yeah.
And then for my master's, I went to the University College of London.
Nice. How did you like living over in London? I can guess what that is.
I don't like London. It's you know, it's gray, and I was homesick for my entire time there.
Yeah.
But I was able to do some really cool things while I was there. You know, it was definitely like it was definitely a life-changing and eye-opening experience for me to be able to just understand like more of my heritage. Like I got to meet family members who I hadn't like ever met, who ended up like migrating from Jamaica to London. And yeah, I got to connect with a bunch of people who I'm still like holding close and dear to my heart. So overall, the program offered me a lot of things that I probably couldn't have gotten while I was here.
Okay. Okay. And did you, when you were at Penn, was your major film or?
No, actually. So I studied sociology and Africana studies at Penn.
Ah, fantastic. So it gives you just some really fertile, you know, look back to kind of maybe, you know, work with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was super foundational to my understanding of myself and my environment and everything. So I really appreciate it. Yeah.
And
Christine?
yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I was asking if you're from Philly.
I'm from West Philly.
Oh, get out of here.
Born and raised. West Philly in the house. Totally. I grew up at 47th and Pine.
Get out of here.
My parents were very much involved in the community. They helped start University City Swim Club, which was the first private interracial pool in our country, if you can imagine. And they helped start University City Arts League, which is a really cool community-based, fantastic arts center in West Philly. So yeah, I grew up, went to public school, East School. Yeah, I'm a West Philly girl. So I just so connect with why you want to be there. And yeah, thanks for all the hearts, man. West Philly's the best. But so tell us about, have you ever done a film with a choreographer or anything like this? The Underway.
I'm trying to think. I definitely haven't done anything like this. I've worked with performers and performance pieces and done a whole bunch of like music videos and stuff like that. But this is the first project that I've taken on like this for two reasons. I think one, because I didn't film any of it. So all of the like amazing dancers have been filming this material in their homes or, you know, like outside of their homes during the quarantine. And so that's been a really interesting process of like trying to make sense of like all the material that they've shot and so hard on, and then like kind of find my way through it in the edit.
Yeah.
And it's also really awesome because Rena has such a clear vision and such a specific way that she like communicates herself through choreography and through the ideas that she's had for this film. I mean, she edited like two really two really substantial pieces in the work. The piece that you, of course, made for the Guggenheim, and then another piece like Andy and Zach's segment, she edited that. And so, yeah, it's been really, really unlike anything that I've done in terms of sort of combining a lot of different people's visions and like channeling it through this like one piece. But it's been so fun. It's been so fun. I'm really enjoying it. Like it's definitely like an amazing learning and like eye-opening opportunity for me.
Fantastic. It's probably, yeah, I could see some of the challenges, right? Because it has, how do you make it look, tell almost another layer of the story? Because we have seen so much recordings inside our house. How do we show your beautiful through line, you know, through the story? Tell us a little bit about what you and Rena are trying to achieve with the film. I mean, it's quite profound.
Sure.
In particularly, yeah.
The film is about, mostly I'd say, about kind of the psychological game that we're all sort of playing through racism, and what it's forced us to kind of reckon with as people in terms of how we understand ourselves, in terms of how we treat other people. And so there are like a whole bunch of different scenes that kind of exemplify the fact that we're kind of in this video game, right? Where we're forced to treat people according to certain old rules and old customs. And so Rena has done like a really excellent job of kind of laying all of that through the choreography. And I think where I'm picking up on is one and trying to, oh yeah, don't.
I don't have a good setup.
It's a process. It's a process. But yeah, I think I'm picking up on a couple things. I mean, I think one thing that I'm really trying to like express through the piece is that though racism has implicated all Americans, all people in these like systems, a lot of harm is being done to Black people in particular through the loss of their lives and through the threat of their lives. Okay. So, you know, it's a struggle to try to honor the legacies of our resilience and of our communal power as a people, while also express that there is grave danger that we all need to stop, right, immediately. And so that's one of the sort of things that I'm working through in my personal life and through the work. And yeah, so it's you've seen the piece. It's like very like multi-layered piece with a lot of different components. And I'm excited all turns out, you know, there's definitely still a couple revisions and a couple renditions that are on their way. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is really, it's time for change. And through art, through communication, through sharing and trying to get people to see different perspectives, right? I think it was so profound, the Blake solo, you know, as a white male, the comforts of walking out of the house and not having to worry about, you know, are you going to get pulled over? And is this the end or the beginning of the end? You know, so it's just, it's time. And so this beautiful film is going to give us, hopefully all, not, you know, new insight into what goes on, you know, both as a white and a Black person, you know, just these enormous challenges. And it's really important that white people sit back and like take it in and try to, you know, sit back and understand what's happening and how can we help the change move quicker, you know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely feel like the a couple things I will say. One is that I think BalletX is really unique understanding of contemporary dance companies because there are so many different people from different walks of life who are a part of the company. And so in a way, you know, the dancers and the team are really poised to say something really profound about the potential for the American landscape to reflect many, many cultures and many different kinds of people, right? And I think that also it's also when we're thinking about like how to combat racism and how to move through this particular moment as a group of people, we're really getting people to ask really tough questions themselves, right? And not to think about racism as like being or not being nice, right? But thinking about really deeply to the level of like the psyche, right? The spirit, to think about what norms have been set in that have permitted white people to violent ways against every other people, right? And so
Yeah.
I think that what Rena's done really beautifully is of like positioned this piece as something that is really about the psyche, right? And something that not just about mannerisms or intentions or even feelings, right? But it's something that all of us need the self. And so I'm really excited to explore that and to be able to add to.
I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Where's the sound? Oh, this happens all the time. Touche. Can you hear me? I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Hold on. She's coming back. She's coming back. Touche's gonna come back. All these awesome people have joined. Touche View. There we go. Touche. Come in. View. Go live with Touche. Can you hear me? Everybody, there's my cat. Yay! This always happens. I'm just going to be relaxed about it.
I'm back.
People.
Always, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Did you hear the last part of what I said, or should I repeat that?
You should repeat it. Because I didn't. Oh, and it's going. You're going in and out, and I don't know why. Let's see. There, maybe. I don't know if it's me.
Now?
Yeah. There. I'm going to stand here. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine, but I don't think you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay. So I was saying.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no. You go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm going to sit on the steps. The last bit I heard was, you know, what we're going through as a society, and just that, you know, using this film as a chance, you know, in the poetic way that you and Rena are delivering different unique experiences. You didn't say that, but this is my my interpretation.
Sure.
And my kids are yelling in the back. Can you hear them?
I can hear them. I get it.
Do you have kids?
I don't.
Take your time, Tshay. Take your time.
Oh, I'm not.
You're far from it. But
you're saying,
yeah, let me hear from you, not me. I don't want to hear myself talk.
okay, I'll try not to repeat too much of what I said, just in
Okay.
case already heard it. But I think what's really brilliant about what Rena has done, she's kind of moving the conversation from away from like mannerisms, intentions, or I didn't mean to do this bad thing, and kind of putting it at the location of like the psyche, right? Because ultimately, like, and Black people are demanding rights, like basic, really simple human rights. They are asking white people who have been committing like extreme violences against them to evaluate themselves, right? Like at the level of the self. And so it's hard work, right? Because it's not just about to like the NAACP. It's about like reevaluating what you have been taught, the way that you act and people. And I think that the piece is really brilliant because it's not thinking about the sort of surface level ways that we tend to talk about racism, right? It's thinking about what the system that has been in place for many, many centuries at this point has put all of us in, right? In the game that it has like forced all of us to play. And so I think I'm really excited about being able to like interpret her vision from that standpoint. And then of course, be able to use people's bodies to do that, right? Because that's so much of especially for Black people, like so much of our expression is really located in our bodies, right? And so much of the way that we communicate and the way that we and the ways that we survive have been like passed down through our movement and our culture. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to add to the brilliance that she's already like put in the piece, and that all the already added to the piece, and just take it to the next level.
Which is take it to the people, which is bringing this to as many people as we can, because sometimes it's one experience that starts the chain of change to happen, where someone can go, oh, I see now, I understand a little bit more, that the different, yeah, it's getting people to understand, right? It's like, come on. So I really appreciate you working with us. We're going to do more of this connecting, and we're launching this BalletX Beyond platform. We're going to be coming back to you for other projects, because we just want to support your work, and now it's a process of building relationships for us at BalletX. And so excited that yes, we're in a global pandemic, and it has been a pretty horrific 4 months and for centuries. But let's take this time and look to change. And so everybody, you'll be hearing more from Tshay in the future. And please check out our BalletX Beyond and subscribe so that you can see her work with Rena. And Tshay, I can't wait to share in a real hug with you in person. And I'm going to squeeze real tight. And I feel like I know you, and, peace. Thank you, Tshay, for joining us. Lots of love to you, and safe health, as we make our way back. And I have a "we love you" Tshay. So the messages are coming in. Thank you so much.